you again.
You too. Thank you for taking the time.
That's all right. Look, coaching is important to all of us. So, just a moment, I'll just log off just so that we can focus
Okay,
on
that's a good idea.
Okay. All right. How have you been?
A little bit tied up with things going on.
Yeah, well, it's always a little bit hard when you move into a new job.
Yeah.
It takes a little while to settle in, and I must say I've been observing how you've been going. I've put off a couple of reports so that we can talk about them today, but most importantly, before we even start on our coaching time, what I'd like to talk about though is how do you feel?
I just am struggling to feel at home and find things around the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that I could do to support you in that?
Maybe some introductions to some of the other salespeople, so I can just learn from them a little bit more.
All right. Okay. Well, what I will do is I'll organise some time with some of the key account managers in the other states. Is that all right?
That could be a good idea.
Okay. Because it's important that you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It's hard when you first start.
It is. It is.
Okay. All right. So I will organise that for you, but please come back to me if you need anything else.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate that.
No problem. Well, I'd be really keen on spending the next hour with you because coach is important to both of us, and I'd be very keen on making sure that we have regular time together. So I will be organising to set that up. But
that's a good idea.
In this time together, what I'd like to do though is just start from a base point. I've been looking at some of your reports, and I'd just like to talk to you about how you're travelling and where I think you should be at the moment, and then talk to you about how you feel you're going and what we can do to support you.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's great.
So I've got a couple of things here to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we have a look at this particular client here, they're travelling along beautifully, but I see that you're having trouble getting a number of clients across the line. We seem to get to a certain point and not really making the deal. And when we have a look at your overall information, we're really only tracking at about 15,000. And about this time of the month, we really would like you to be tracking at around about 30.
Yeah,
No.
and I recognise that.
Okay. So 30 would be if you were, in the job for a while. So it's great that you're in that learning curve, and we're happy to keep sustaining that for a short time. But we need to be conscious of how do we help you get to that point.
Yeah. As you know, my previous role was more in cold calling, so I guess it is quite a challenge moving from that area, which I quite enjoyed, into some of these existing clients, slightly different for me. So, maybe there's something we can look at in that respect.
Absolutely. And James, let me just remind you that when I did recruit you, I was very conscious of the fact that cold calling was your area of speciality.
Yeah.
But I believed through our recruitment process that you had the skills for us to be able to develop into this role.
Yeah.
So I know that given the time and the development, you will be absolutely be able to fly in this role.
Look, I really hope so, yeah.
It's what you wanted to achieve, and I'm more than happy to support you in that development. So how about we spend quite a bit of this hour together in thinking about how we can make that a reality for you. So let's talk about what sort of training or development or coaching or support we can put into place to help that.
Sure.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Fantastic. All right, so what we have at the moment is fantastic. Some great ideas there, James, and I absolutely am committed to helping you with this. So before we wrap up, just so that I know what it is that you're asking from me and so that you feel comfortable in what it is that you're expected to deliver in the next couple of weeks, we'll focus on your time management. So we're going to move those pop-ups from the emails because
I get a lot of emails from new clients. Yeah,
I know, and it's really hard not to be distracted. So absolutely can appreciate what you're saying there. So we'll sort that one out for you. Moving offices now, that might take a couple of days to sort out, and I would like to consider where you actually move because it would be a great opportunity for you to be able to sit with somebody who you can role model from. Because cold calling is your speciality, and moving away from that, the opportunity for you to listen to some of the calls, warm-up calls.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So I'll think about where you can move, but we'll sort that one out in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay. I've already committed to introducing you to some of the key account managers. I think that will make a difference.
I think it will too. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can build some relationships, and once you get that network happening, you'll be able to start looking into them a little bit more. So that'll help.
I hope so, and it'll be a little bit of a warmer call as well instead of a cold call.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that spending some time in researching. Now, as we've discussed, I'm not that great at researching myself, so I'm not sure that I'm the right person to support you in this, but I will hook you in to Barry. He's very, very good at this work. He has done some exceptional work in the past. I think that if you spend some time with him, he will be able to take you through the process of his thinking on research, and if you're listening to some of his calls, I'm sure that will help you across the line.
Yeah, and maybe using the internet a little bit more to have a look at the background of some of these clients might assist in just making it a little bit of a warmer call.
Absolutely.
That's good.
So how do you feel about that?
Oh, look, I feel a lot more comfortable that we've got a plan in place that might assist, and hopefully in the next couple of days and weeks we'll be able to see some improvement there.
All right, and I'm looking forward to seeing that too, James, because I
Good.
know you've got the potential of being one of the most amazing performers in our team, so looking forward to seeing that from you.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'll see you next month for our formal catch-up,
Okay, that'd be
but
good.
obviously I'm here for you if you need.
Thank you.